Okay, I have never played Devil May Cry 2 before. All of the Devil May Cry games are blind for me. We beat Devil May Cry 1 on stream, so if you're watching in the future on YouTube, you can go check out the Devil May Cry 1 playthrough. I am playing this series after playing many of the games that it inspired. So, like, I've played Bayonetta and some other spectacle brawlers. So I kind of look at this series as important, right? It sort of changed the way that these sorts of games are made. It's not that the game is difficult necessarily, it's that you're trying to be stylish. And you can get by button mashing, but you'll have more fun if you don't button mash. But I'm not very good, so I'll probably just button mash. Dante. Oh, we got a new character. I'll play as a new character. We just played as Dante. Sounds good. Okay, I was like, that's weird. This footage contains graphic violence and gore. Now, if it's like Devil May Cry 1, the cutscenes are in 480p, but the actual gameplay is upscaled to widescreen, so... Oh, this game is really dark. Like, not tonally, like, it is dark on my screen right now. Angel Lady. So, like, the Alistair form, but for Lucia. Kind of wish I had played these games when they had come out. They're kind of running into this issue now where, like, it's like trying to watch something like The Matrix or like the original Jurassic Park today. It's like special effects have come so far now in movie making that we kind of just roll our eyes at it, even if it still requires, you know, millions of dollars and giant teams of graphic designers. So, like, you look at something like Devil May Cry 2 and you're like, oh, there's giant bosses and he's flipping around and it's kind of crazy. You're like, whatever. I've seen that before, but you've only seen that before because Devil May Cry came out a long time ago and influenced how everybody else makes games.
In a time long since past, in an age of darkness, when the earth was overrun with demons and humans were powerless under their rule, humanity's hope lived in a demon named Sparda. With a spirit unlike any other, and wielding the sword that bore his own name, Sparda eradicated the demons.
Wait. I assume you were able to play as Lucia from the beginning in the original PS2 release of the game. I am playing the PC HD collection.
The legend of Sparda has been inherited by his son.
Is it kind of...
Dante.
Okay, there's Dante. I was like, is this like supposed to be a Dante cutscene that they've just like put Lucia into his position? Because that would be really weird. You shoot those birds, Dante. Oh, that's weird. Is that in the PS2 version? I wonder if that's corrected for the HD collection. What a cool guy. I love all of Dante's cheesy action lines.
Till next time, son of Sparda.
ocean. Toward the south, Protector will find the time. Guide post for the Protectors, Chapter 1, Clause 3. Whatever you say, Capcom. Yeah, I've been turned it up a couple times here. I'll keep watching it. That's a cool attack. The jump physics in this game are really interesting. Well, it's kind of a cool secret to have right at the very beginning. You can see it from the earlier fixed camera angle, and not when it shifts. I'm guessing she has throwing daggers instead of a gun? The jumping has this like weird weightiness to it. This is true in the first Devil May Cry as well. Where like I never feel like I'm gonna make a jump, you know? It's like the opposite of a floaty jump. Yeah, thanks, Kevin. I have an equalizer in OBS that has a green, yellow, and red bar, and I try to make sure the game sound is in the yellow section. But some games have like dynamic contrast turned on where like certain sounds are way louder or quieter than others. Ow. Okay, I'm not supposed to go through that door yet. Is there an enemy to kill here somewhere? They want me to get all the gems. I don't think those blocking hands actually harmed you before. Three's the one. Can you check if it got fixed in the HD collection? Because we will get to 3 eventually, I think, for Washi Subblock. Hey, thanks for the raid, book club. Guys haven't checked out book club's channel. They do. Everyone plays a game for the week, and they get together on Sundays, I believe it is, to discuss it. It's a really cool concept. Oh, you use 45 red orbs to break the seal. Very good. It's an interesting first thing to do in the game. I'm trying to remember what the very first thing you did in Devil May Cry 1 was. You got fixed in later releases. Gotcha. Guessing it's still the right trigger R2 lets you dodge around maybe? I'm sure it'll teach me here. Oh, enemy health bars. I like that. I think that was only for bosses in Devil May Cry 1. Power of Resurrection. Okay, presumably this game still has traditional, like, game overs and cutscenes and that sort of a thing. Book Club, what have y'all been playing this past week? Here we go. It's actually the way we came. Is there another door here somewhere? Can I grab onto this thing? Game overing if you time unlocks easy mode? Okay. There we go. Victory. This opening is much more subdued than the opening of the first game. Hey, save point. The B button. I like this menu a lot better. Swords. 5,000. Okay, well, that's not happening for a minute. This game generally looks a lot cleaner than the first game. Like the UI in Devil May Cry 1 was kind of messy looking. Which is weird because I always thought that, like, you know, Platinum games, all of their spectacle brawler titles have a really, really clean UI and look to them. It's all about style. So, like, every player is going to see easy mode at some point in SMT4. I understand that game's pretty hard, so, like, you will game over a couple times. D for don't worry. Alright. Wow, so it takes a while to build up a combo in this one. Devil May Cry is just this really interesting brand of camp. Like, it's incredibly campy, but it like kind of wants you to take it seriously sometimes. At least that's the first game. We'll see if the whole series follows that pattern. Like, Devil May Cry is, or not Devil May Cry, Bayonetta is ridiculous, but it's ridiculous like top to bottom. At no point does it ask you to take it seriously. This is where they want me to learn to use my throwing daggers, I assume. Even the health UI in this game is way cleaner. Oh, there we go. That's your special. It turns into some kind of angel demon thing. It's like a Shadow Hearts type person. It still blows my mind that this was supposed to be a Resident Evil sequel at some point. Like, it's so different from Resident Evil. It's wise of them to be like, you know what, let's make this a spin-off. Let's make a different game entirely, not even a spin-off. Devil Trigger abilities seem a lot easier to control in this one. So far, this is feeling like the ideal game sequel, right? Where first game had some neat ideas, but was a little rough around the edges, and this one is just kind of polishing them to a mirror shine. I wonder if that's easier to do because this started as a Devil May Cry game instead of as a Resident Evil sequel. Oh no. It's extremely icky. Retailer exclusive pre-order bonuses. I like hate every word in that phrase. But I'm like philosophically opposed to the concept, even if it's like a hat that looks like a poop emoji. And that's all it is. It has no in-game function. So should I think of like using the throwing knives or the gun in Devil May Cry as analogous to doing manuals to keep your combo going in Tony Hawk? Green orb. Condensed demon fluid. Great. What demon fluid though? Like demon blood? It's like, alright, I get to fight these things and they drop some kind of juice. Oh, new enemy. Savage Golem. I've got the Kingdom Hearts health bars. Diaz, don't worry. I see. She doesn't care about gates, she jumps over them. There's a lot of cool fixed camera angle secrets in here, it looks like. It looks like almost all the secrets are visible in one perspective and hidden in another. I think I'm meant to be able to get up there yet. Can't be what they want me to do, can it? The fact that there's even collision on this guy's shoulder is shocking to me. Alright, it's a piece of heart. Got it. Spooky looking dude's face, okay. Let's not jump off the edge. Stylish average, okay. I thought this was odd too. This was also in Devil May Cry 1 where it's like the world is technically open and traversable for the most part. You usually don't get like locked out of backtracking, but it still kind of separates it into these like more arcadey game stages with a ranking at the end. The aerial heart will give the protector the chance to reach the skies. Okay. Keep saving up for sword upgrade, I think. Smell of fear. Hey, Moonshine, how you doing? Some conveyance orbs over here. Okay, this makes sense. Kick a globe a bunch of times, got it. Drained on my devil trigger, okay. Goatling. So reruns, I did a rerun of every game we've ever played on stream in chronological order of when I streamed it. I'm currently doing one that's just retro titles, to kind of gauge the performance of the retro category on Twitch versus the actual individual game titles. I don't play anything off Twitch, though, other than RuneScape. If I play a video game, it's on stream. Magic stone with the heart of a flying demon bird. I can fly now if I double trigger? Is that what we're getting at here? It's interesting to tie that to trigger area progression. Don't worry. Ow. Oh, you actually can fly. That's really surprising. Okay, so presumably there will always be enemies in areas where I have to use this power? Sorry. Robocollar. Yeah, occasionally. Streaming Final Fantasy XIV represents about 30 minutes of standing around waiting for everyone to get online for 30 minutes of content, so stop doing that live. Excuse you. Surprised they gave me the ability to fly in like the very first room. I wonder if Dante gets something similar. There's a thing down there. Yeah, they really like this perspective puzzle thing. God, she's locked onto something and I can't get her to not lock onto it. Okay, I held the R2 button and that seemed to help. Darts, short swords with their narrow shape, multiple swords can be thrown at once. Okay. Another piece of heart. Let me kill this thing so that she stops trying to target it. Looks like holding right trigger drops whatever you're targeting. That's helpful. Oh wow, I was actually hitting it across the area transition? That's super strange. But okay. caller want to sell me a car warranty, or are they trying to sell me a credit card? Healthcare savers, crap, it's the third thing that robocallers can be. Alright, presumably there's an infinite number of enemies here so that I know that I can fly. So this means they're willing to break jumping puzzles throughout the whole game? They give you the flying power right away? There must be areas where it's disabled or something. Oh, this game's theming. It's like, I don't know what that is, so I'm just gonna hit it. It doesn't pop up a tutorial and be like, hit the red crystal to farm for red experience orbs. It's like, it's a glowing thing. You're probably gonna try to hit it. Corner. I like the secret design. Oh, Jesus, that was long foot. So I like the secret design in this one better than Devil May Cry 1. Looks like it's mostly based on camera trickery, but that's still kind of a cool concept. Okay. Oh, I guess that thing must recharge your Devil Trigger energy. That's super interesting. I feel like you could play all of Devil May Cry 1 without ever turning on Devil Trigger. Like, you'd have a bad time, but it was technically possible. That is what that is, okay. Hello? Don't worry. God. So this explains all the flying enemies I keep running into. Like, how am I supposed to get the combo when I can only attack them by shooting them? It's because they wanted to give me free flight in this one. Still can't afford the upgrade I'm saving for. Oh, that's cool. If you get a health power up, but your health is already full, it just counts as experience. Down with that. Hey, it's the boss. We saw this dude in the opening cutscene. Ow, dick. Should have recharged my meter before coming in here. Ow. That's pretty intense. Tar Russian, it's called. Don't worry. Oh, that's cool. Whenever you hit him, you inflict a small amount of hit stun, it looks like. They really want to make you work for your higher than D ranking in this. Interesting. Oh, I like the way the trigger builds. Like, there's like 3 small bars and then a long bar. It's a nice little change. So, like, if you quickly need a little bit of trigger to do something mechanical, you can build it faster, I think is what that means. Guess I need to unlock the dodge roll. I think it was an unlock in Devil May Cry 1. 2 heads are better than 1. Best song from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It's like a pronounced Chris? Crease? Spada. One of the holy relics that were once used to seal a great demon. Hey, 4 blue orb fragments have combined to become a blue orb. Very cool. I appreciate that there's like no bullshit in Devil May Cry, but it's so weird to me. Like I keep feeling like there's like cutscenes that have just been removed from the game, you know? Thank you, conveyance orbs. Oh, that's the actual end of stage. Surprising. Okay. There's a huge bonus. Talk about a positive feedback loop, right? You're doing well, you get a shitload of XP, and it makes it way easier to do well. FNB, look at these graphics. Oh, they upscaled it to widescreen. That's surprising.
Where's Mathieu? Mathieu? Mathieu?
Good grief. They really made a big mess, didn't they?
The voice acting's super quiet. I'll turn it up a little bit more. I just don't want it to get really loud when there's gunshots.
Oh, you have arrived, son of Sparta.
Yeah, right, this day.
You knew him?
Oh, yes. We are the guardians of this land, Vidumali. Our clan once fought against the demons with Sparta, son of Sparta. We must ask this favor of you. You see, there's a man who's transformed our land into a demon's paradise. His name is Arius. And although he is the president of an international public corporation, he uses the demon power.
There's like a Night on Bald Mountain look to it. Like Chernobog. Demon CEO, got it. Okay.
Looks like it's your lucky day.
Since when does Dante have a coin thing?
Wonderful. I am very pleased.
Oh, fuck.
It leads to a harbor. If you are successful, I will tell you a story about your father, son of Sparta.
Okay.
Did you obtain the other Arcanus, my dear?
Two-Face slash Anton Chigurh.
Here is the bastone. Now we have only one piece remaining. I believe that it is in the ruin.
I know.
I feel like there's these games just, there should be a little bit of text on the screen during every cutscene that should just say, just roll with it. It's fine. I wonder if they're as bizarre in the Japanese version or if it's like a localization issue, but it's got to be as bizarre in the Japanese version because like the rate of cutscenes is, they're so sparse. It feels similar to Bayonetta because like Bayonetta makes no sense, except Bayonetta has tons of cutscenes that don't help it to make sense, or this has no cutscenes and it makes no sense as a result. It's fine, that's not what the game's about, but I'm not used to video games like having things that are usually found in story-based games, but then not like communicating any information in them, right? Who is this old lady? Why am I here? Why am I doing what she's saying? Something vague about Dante's dad and unsealing a demon. Fire effect heavily discourages me. Okay, thanks for the pickup telling me I could walk in that door. I appreciate that. The fire discourages me from fighting in that area. Guess written by Hideo. Uh-oh. No, I'm good. I'm not saying, so just to be clear, I'm not saying the lack of story is a problem in Devil May Cry, because it's clearly not what they're going for, but it's just like... I'm trying to think if I've watched a movie that has a similar feeling of just go with it to Devil May Cry, right? It's different from like everything else we've played on stream. It's not like Resident Evil 6, where Resident Evil 6, it's clear that they had a plan for a story and then they just cut out all the connecting tissue between plot events. I feel Michael Bay is more... It's more clear what's going on, even if it's bad. I guess it depends, like, the Transformers movies sort of descend into madness pretty quickly, right? Like, the first movie spends a significant amount of its running time trying to establish these human characters and their motivations, and it fails, but at least tries. Here's Shia LaBeouf, here's his deal, blah blah blah. Maybe that movie Sucker Punch kind of feels like this. It's like, okay, this is happening? Okay. Guessing whenever there are unlimited enemies like this, they're trying to tell me that I should use double trigger to go flying in the air, right? It wasn't actually unlimited. Oh no. That's even more distressing. Sometimes I can't be sure. And there's a blue piece of heart at the very top of the screen here. Okay. Can I get up to it from this side? Probably not. Okay, I see it up there. I'll try flying up to it, I guess. Oh, I'm in an invisible ceiling. Wait, really? There's totally a thing up there, though. Is it like a maximum height from when I activate the power? No, that's not it. That's so weird. Okay, maybe I get it from a different screen or something. probably ignore the pickups because it means I'm not going to get an S rank for clearing the stage because that gives like tons of points. You break combo pretty fast there. Okay. The infinite juggle looks pretty great. Don't worry. I feel like if you didn't play Devil May Cry 1 and know that the don't worry thing is like a combo indicator, it would be really confusing. If you're just playing this blind, every so often you're in combat and it just pops up and it's like, don't worry. What? What? Healing Heart. Okay. What's that? Oh, I can save anywhere I want. That's nice. Enhances ability to recover vitality and Devil Trigger. Oh, okay. I think I understand. Cutlass or darts versus throwing daggers. Maybe one is good against demons. Oh, there's an actual map. That's nice. Just tracking my number of saves. Doesn't look like it. Okay, save anywhere is quite nice. Making sure that these are the same options from before. Okay, it's fine. It's just an optional upgrade? Dang. That was the only path, though, as far as I could tell. Ow. Let me make sure there's not an exit from this room. It wouldn't look like it. Well, in that case, where do y'all want me to go? In this, like, Castlevania kind of place, but also there's a town around it? Oh, this looks like this is promising. That is an invisible wall. Okay, got it. Yeah, so it's like kind of the opposite of the Deadly Premonition problem, this name. Deadly Premonition is like, we want this to just be a story game with no gameplay. You can't do that. It's just we want to be an arcade House of the Dead mission game. But you can't do that. You gotta have cutscenes and stuff. This is just so I can get to the head, I think. Or now she's taking damage. Poison gas. How dare you? Ow. I assume that they evolve in the direction of story in future games and never become, like, purely gameplay only. But I can't get in there with the devil trigger on, unfortunately. Come on! Got a shield bubble attack of some kind? Okay. Hit it for shit. Ow. Tentacles respawn really fast. I'm gonna try to heal on the tentacles here. That new double trigger power I just picked up. I haven't learned any new combo abilities yet, so I think this is all I can really do is just mash Y. Yeah. I don't think there's a button for me to change my target. I can let go of whatever she's auto-targeting by holding the right trigger. Maybe I'm supposed to weaken all of them and destroy them all at the same time? Makes more sense. First try. No joke. These games are like kind of constructed like an arcade game. Sort of. Not completely. I can see spending quarters in a game like this. I don't know how I was supposed to get those. They spawned above an invisible wall. I keep thinking I'm gonna get in a random battle when I walk through those doors. Dodge flame tubes and navigate through the cracked city streets so that when the time comes, your path will be shown. Okay. Both cost the same. Don't want to spend money on these until I get all the damage upgrades for now. I definitely needed lots of health upgrades in Devil May Cry 1. It's pretty brutal. Oh shit. Perspective secrets. Infestant, huh? I'm a little nervous that her kick doesn't actually count as like her sword. Don't worry. Come on. Didn't activate it in time to regain my combo there, unfortunately. Offense heart. What did that replace though? Enhances your attack power while in Devil Trigger. I'm gonna keep the healing one. I would have died in that boss fight if I didn't have the healing one. It's cool that I can freely switch those. Okay, so if I hold right bumper and B, I can roll. Do like a short hop forward as well, it looks like. Okay. Hey, Ludex, how you doing? Ouch. Presumably I could have like rolled out of that or something. I haven't heard of that before. It's a game? Okay, I was not able to roll out. Probably have to just jump out. looks like if I just hit him a ton of times, I stagger him eventually and interrupt his attack. So don't press dodge, keep hitting. Oh, Space Subnautica is a good sell. Is it authored like Subnautica or procedurally generated? That's cool. Nice. Oh, and try to check that out at some point. It sounds cool. What? Alright, I am fighting a demon-possessed tank. Because of course I am. Who was in a castle? I'm just like an evil city, generic evil city of some kind. I'm not sure what's hitting me there. Don't worry. It's gonna keep me from getting the pickups because of the cutscene. It's supposed to be pronounced Ouroboros, but I really like the weirdly default Ouroboros. Sweet. Protector must rise to confront destiny head on. Yeah. Did deny me all the pickups. Rude. Now I'm in like a techno lab. I guess pretty much all of Devil May Cry 1 took place in a creepy Castlevania castle, but... Come on. I do like that the combo starts to fade out and you can save it if you press the attack fast enough. Bingo is the B word. I love it. Don't worry. Come on. Bingo. Bitchin's a pretty good one. I think what would Don't Worry or D is going to continue to crack me up throughout the whole game. Oh, more guys. Great. Ow. Rude. Where are y'all coming from? Okay, there's some crazy runic halo things. There appears to be an unlimited number of enemies, maybe. It's a really good question. I have no idea who Lucia is at all. She was like robbing a museum at the beginning of the game? Sort of? She just turned into a bird lady, so maybe that's not too far out. She showed me this when I walked in the room, but I don't think I can do anything with it. Maybe it's just keep fighting the minions and they eventually stop. Already continued the tone direction I was on before 7. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. One of the best decisions they ever made was not making this into an RE game. It really seems like there's an unlimited number of enemies. I might have to Google this here in a second. Who needs ladders and you can just jump up? Oh, okay. In an hour, we've been in a spooky castle, Eastern European streets. I was going to say a science lab, now an aircraft hangar. Productive Friday. This B is just straight up a roll button now, okay. Then I have to hold the button down like the first game. Oh, I have to get in the plane, okay. Why though? Is there seriously nothing in here? Just in case I wanted to see what the inside of a plane looks like. I gotta get up to that thing too easily, can I? Is this room even, like, progression? Was a good question. I'll try to kill all the enemies and see what happens. How did it alienate the fan base? Then go in that door in the back. Devil May Cry 1 had a lot more enemies that you had to fight. Like, the door would lock when you'd walk in and you have to kill everything to leave. Okay, this is productive. Now I'm really interested to play it. I'm curious, like, what kind of shade they throw. Oh, these things have a little green devil trigger restoration thing. So you could do the note faster, I guess. Just petting the dog and get you a new ability. Okay, I see the fan is pulling on it now. To what end, though? It might get added eventually. Assume it did fine on Metacritic. I don't know anything about the Metacritic scores for Devil May Cry, but I have a feeling that, like, they maybe start decently high, go up for the sequel, and then go down over time from there. I could see getting a lot of innovation points for the first couple of games, and then being like, okay, we get it. What is happening? Why did... Okay, it's fine. I just haven't looked up this series' Metacritic scores. Just asking if anyone happens to know. Seem to be unlimited enemies. Okay, so the walls on the side open and close? Can I, like, get behind them or something? Oh, the reboot had 8s, mid-7s. Okay, let's see. Really? That much lower than the first one? Okay, I gotta Google this. Devil May Cry 2, what 2? Hanger. Okay, what to do in helicopter room, let's call it. To do in helicopter. This doesn't say. Alright, well, I'll keep just exploring and see if I can find it. I turned on the fan in the back of the room, which seems to make those things on the sides move. Kind of like break the tethers on the helicopter or something. No, they don't move. Everything else is comfortably in the 80s, except for Force PC version. There seem to be infinite enemies in this room, right? Is there another exit? Maybe? That was a door. Okay. Is this a bad beam of light to the heart or a good beam of light to the heart? Bad one. Not an equivocal thing, though. Although that shit just happens. It seems mechanically fine so far, but it's confusing whether I'm supposed to fight the enemies or not in certain rooms. Oh, there's a secret piece of heart over here. Nice. It's like it's not incompetent, it's just like it's not clear what's going on. And that's true mechanically as well as from a story perspective. I'm pretty sure the first game had some like really simple tutorial pop-ups like press this button, the devil trigger. But even like a flying ability didn't even get a pop-up. What is this, Final Fantasy 7? Okay, those things blow up. And, oh, okay. Alright, I got extra lives. Very good. I see, so it's in the vein of like making fun of Raiden and Snake Eater. That seems like a pretty tongue-in-cheek joke. I guess I didn't get the sense from Devil May Cry 1 that I was supposed to take Dante seriously. He wasn't quite like Bayonetta full pants on head level of silly, but supposed to fill your dark soul with light, or whatever he says. The map show me anything in here? It's not terribly helpful. I see. Door is closed tight. I can run off walls, apparently. I was just mashing buttons there. There's a door down there, okay. I'm getting blown up today. Let me move this thing. Oh, that's cute. Can I do anything with the corpse? No? Okay. Door is closed tight. Shit, where do they want me to go? Hey, Scarf. My health is constantly draining on here. Why would I pick no?
You're super awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Are super awesome. How have you been, Scarf? Looks like there's a extra life up here, maybe? But I can't fly up to it. Okay. So there's restrictions on flying sometimes. Which is probably good because it would break all the puzzles in the game where you could just fly to everything, but... Oh god, I don't get bound onto this thing when I jump on it. Oh no. That's not good. I did not. I'll have to check that out. Where'd you post it? Okay, so presumably I want that. But I have to find a way to open the doors to get inside the cage. I don't think I can change my target, right? Oh, cool, check it out. I can hear the enemies being passive. So confusing mechanically and confusing from a story perspective don't work together too well. Like, I don't think Devil May Cry 1 had any weird hangars with a helicopter in them that didn't have anything to do in them, right? Very odd. Flame Heart. That did not disable the thing. Okay. So that wasn't what I needed to get rid of the poison heart that's training me right now. So you run fast, that's cool. This is the room I died in last time because it wasn't clear where to go, right? For future episodes, I might have to play this with a walkthrough open. It's very not clear what the game wants me to do. So this whole room has nothing in it. Top off health since it's streaming. So that's a good comparison, Revenant. Okay, so I assume that room was not consequential to getting rid of the death orb that's on me right now. Can you collect this thing again? No, okay. Lollipop Chainsaw is Suda 51 game. That's where I just came from. I think branching paths do not work super well with this game's layout. Where I got hit by the thing, so I assumed it would be past this room. Let me see if there's another exit from here. The map's not very helpful. Must be some other door that I still haven't found. This big thing here appears to be the objective of the area that I'm in. I can't do anything with it, and the enemies in this room appear to just spawn indefinitely. What What's the name of the chapter I'm on right now? Hold up. Mission 4. Okay. Devil May Cry 2, Lucia, Mission 4. Like I said, next time I'll just have a walkthrough pulled up, apparently. Missions 1 through 4. I turned on the giant fan in the helicopter room, which didn't seem to do anything. Fought that boss already. Bested tank was easy. Well, I guess I'm technically in mission 5. I guess that makes sense. Because my save is from the end of the previous mission. Alright, mission 5. It takes place in the power plant that Dante explores. The level begins, move forward to a room with a corrugated metal door. It's locked, move down the stairs and take on a ton of little guys. Leap up the platforms until you reach a high door. A bunch of orbs are camped in front of it. Run into a hangar. Head into the cargo hold, smash the crates to discover the cranky bomb. Wait, I was able to smash those crates? Alright, well, I guess I'll do that real quick. Head over in that direction. So that's where I came in, so I want to go to the opposite side. Gotta get the healing from this. Like, what did turning the wind on do? There it goes. Wow, okay. Bombs that can be set or thrown. Okay. Presumably those aren't needed for progression, though. I'm gonna have to fight some enemies to get my devil trigger back so I can heal back up. I don't think I can gain devil trigger back while I'm attacking, so I'm in that mode. Alright, hold on, let me read this again. You get hit by a thing that drains your health, blah blah blah. Devil trigger occasionally to regain health. Grab a shell red hole. Forward fragment. Get the thing at the top, flame hearts. Turn to the green door you passed. Work your way down to the empty lava pit and enter the door behind the red orb. Move to the circular plate set back in a small half hallway. You will place the evil heart there. What? Okay. This game is extremely odd. Like, I like the idea of, oh, you're in this segment where it gives you an amulet that actually hurts you. So now you have to find a way to get rid of it. But it kind of needs to be conveyed, right? I love how the explosion animation on that is the same as the one on the enemy. Yeah, it's not even just that the enemies are passive, it's that you, like, basically don't ever have to fight them. First Devil May Cry, typically you'd walk into a room and it would show you the little hand on the door and be like, okay, that door is locked. And that was the way it would convey you're supposed to fight the enemies here. But I don't think, I mean, it's happened occasionally in this one. Is this the room they were talking about? Oh, there's a wall back here. Okay. I'm gonna get an F rank, if that exists, for time, right? Magic stone with the heart of a proud lightning deep. Okay. Yeah, like, that just didn't feel motivated, right? Like, I got randomly hit in the chest with a thing that drained my health, and then I have to, like, bring it down to this room. But why, though? Blood goats. Doesn't help. I assume you get new moves eventually, right? Like, that's a big sell with this series, that you're supposed to change certain combos. But right now I think all I can do is mash Y. And the power-up menu seemed to suggest there was just, like, straight math sword upgrades. I would have discovered the Metacritic thing, because when I went to go Google, I was typing Devil May Cry what, as in what to do in helicopter room, and it auto-filled with Devil May Cry 2, what went wrong? Like, oh. I guess Capcom wouldn't want to, like, exclude the game from their HD collection, right? Just because it was poorly received. Okay. You gotta kill those things, they drain your prayer. Fire keys. in a live-action commercial and showed at E3 to announce the RE5 and 6 switchboards. They definitely seem like they're like the least consistent developer. The hell is that guy? Okay. D for clear time. Golly. It's weird because they'll make games that are just like completely insanely awesome and polished. And then sometimes they'll just like completely drop the ball. Happens a lot, and it doesn't seem like it's tied to any specific developer inside of Capcom, right? Like, there's a pretty wild range of quality in the Mega Man games, especially in some of the Mega Man spin-offs. What the fuck are these people? What is happening?
Well, it appears that the defect is back.
Defect?
You are my creation.
Liar! Mathieu is my mother.
She merely found you when you were about to be disposed of, and then raised you as a soldier. Is that what you consider to be a mother?
No! I don't believe you.
Look, you have the mark on your shoulder. Proof that you're a mannequin. Kai. That is your real name. Now, give me the Arcanas. With them, my power will be complete, and I will become like the immortal Argosax.
Who are you? Okay.
Absolute wisdom and transcend all.
So, when I first started playing this, I'm like, man, these Devil May Cry games are weird. Like, they don't really make any sense. The first one, at least, was like, hey, Dante's got this like devil detective agency, and like he's looking for his girlfriend. So I kind of understood what the basic motivation was.
Will betray your upbringing and turn on the humans. Accept it.
Maybe this is like Resident Evil 6, and it's just that all the connecting tissue got cut, so it just has all the levels, which are decently competent. I guess the levels feel pretty done, other than there not being any like breadcrumbs to tell you where to go. There's not like obvious bad textures or like really janky animations or interactions or anything. But the game just kind of starts, and it's not clear why you're here or what your motivation is. And you kind of just go from map to map, and there's like no reason for the transition between the maps. Then you get that weird cutscene with a random dude, and now we're in like an arena? Yeah, and I'm totally fine with like insane, goofy, over-the-top plot. But this one, I don't know what's going on, right? And it's not normal streamer not paying attention not going on. I don't think that the game tells you. So I'm fine with, okay, there's a moth boss now, whatever. It's fine. That seems like that's part of the course. Okay, so the worm lets me charge my flying ability. But I can't fly high enough to actually reach the thing. I assume the moth is weak against fire? Oh, that's kind of a cool move. Yeah, if you just loaded the game and you were just walking around on the rooftops, that would be much better, I think. Sometimes comes low enough for me to hit it with my fire, obviously. Yeah, I feel like this game would work way better if it had no cutscenes. Because the cutscenes, like, they like look like what story cutscenes look like in a normal game. Don't attack that one, are you serious? Wow. As far as I know, I cannot change the auto lock on. That's a big mother. Yeah, I was actually just wondering about the manual. This game definitely needs, like, a manual to understand what the, how the combat works. That's not super clear so far. I just happen to remember some of the buttons from Devil May Cry 1. I mean, 2003 seems pretty late to require reading the manual to know what's going on.
I was created? That's why I have this ability. Someday I'll attack humans.
It's immediate res without the means for the res. If I had more hours in a week, I would do a AAA studio bad games day. Like, because these are immensely interesting to me. I don't know how many of them there are. I assume it's like less than 100 AAA titles that have just completely flopped for some reason. It's not super interesting to pick on like an indie dev or a small studio that puts out a game that's not great, but like here you just have to ask like how. They all seem to be bad for very different reasons. This one's not glitchy at all. Everything just, it seems to work fine. Oh, Gears of War dumps you in without setting up the premise? Interesting. Huh, I always heard Gears of War was a very like story-focused game. Played Vagrant Story has a cutscene like that. There's like a really important plot critical cutscene that plays when you idle on the title screen. Hey, S for mission clear. wonder if it's even possible to get an S in stylish. There's just not enough enemies for you to combo on, right? Holy and filthy at the same time. Some mystery should be extinguished. Cool. Perspective secrets. Do dig that. Yeah, I mean, but so I haven't played Gears of War. My cultural osmosis understanding is that it's a bunch of like soldiers fighting alien monster locust things. So I feel like even there, like you'll load in and you'll see all these soldiers fighting these aliens. Like, okay, soldiers are fighting aliens, got it. They're trying to not die, but like I feel like it's especially important to establish motivation in Devil May Cry, because Dante is like basically invincible. He's never really in danger. He goes and he does stuff because he wants to. I assume it's the same thing for Lucia here. Magic stone with the heart of a swimming fish. Ooh, that's a pretty important upgrade, and it seemed like it was like borderline secret to get up here. Really? Hold X to drop the lock on. Or right trigger. Swimming demon fish. That is a critical distinction. Thank you, camera. And it says the ability to move in the water in Devil Trigger. Not very much, though. There's this hole in the ceiling they were trying to show me. Zero. So presumably it's hit all of the ruby things. Yeah, so you have to press one button to ascend and one button to descend in here. But there's no like explanation of that, even though it's presumably you don't swim very often in this game, right? It's like impossible to hit this thing. Activate it with bombs. Does that work? Nope. I'd have to see which games on the list are actually interesting. It might not be worth doing I'm sure that for every like Resident Evil 6 and Sonic 06, there's some like boringly bad AAA games. Yeah, I think this game has a pretty significant conveyance issue where, like, I think for a puzzle to feel satisfying, like, you want to walk in the room and have something in the room that shows you, alright, if I do this, this, and this, then this desired result will happen. In this case, though, I'm just walking into a room and there's a bunch of orbs, so the only thing I can do to interact with objects is to hit it with my sword, right? So I don't know what's going to happen, and when I do hit all the orbs, and it makes these little platforms light up, and I'm like, oh, I guess it made platforms light up, okay. I think it's okay for the player to not know what their actions are going to produce, as long as they walk in the room and it's clear right away, like, what the level expects from them. Or at least make it a puzzle to figure that out. But here it kind of has that feeling of, like, the dev had an idea, but then didn't, like, tweak the idea to make sense to someone who wasn't in the dev's brain, you know? So I played one pickup. Bowgun. Okay. Chicken forever. Is that the one that was in development hell forever, and then some other studio finally bought the IP and finished it? Oh, it's invisible. Okay. That katana would probably count, yeah. John Romero, right? Okay, now he's visible. Maybe I can only hit him with the dart gun. Except when he does this. When he tries to eat me, and I can't image him during it. Or if I can use the bombs on him, kind of. Can't really target him because he's invisible, right? Tail swipe attack is super annoying. Okay. Deep one. Yeah, I think there's some merit to playing interestingly bad games because it kind of creates a contrast with the awesome games. Really understand what kind of goes into the craft. Usually when games do game design well, it's invisible, right? Probably a good stopping point. Washu, I'll credit you your extra couple minutes. Next episode. Future Marstead, just need to discuss buttons. Left bumper is devil trigger, you need that for some progression abilities. Hold right trigger to drop targeting. Sometimes you need to do because it likes to auto-target on the thing you're not trying to hit. B is dodge. And you can press back and hit status to look at your menu and change your equipment. You might have to equip different amulets to get through certain content. Like currently you have a fish amulet equipped. You probably want to turn that back onto the flying amulet to be able to progress later on.